As if losing wasn't punishing enough. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 disturbing game over screens.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we're not so much just looking at game over screens, but the one that really add insult to injury. Or sometimes the other way around. Number 10, Conkers Bad Fur Day. Conker may have an adorable appearance, but anyone who has experienced this bad fur day knows that looks can be deceiving. Should Conker break off his last piece of chocolate, one of 3 game over screens will be shown. One shows his picture on the side of Panther King's milk carton, and another shows Conker bound and gagged, serving as a table leg for the rest of his life. The most shocking, however, is when the weasels report back to the Panther King with a bag of Conker's bloody bits. Between the silence and our state of shock, this particular screen stands out, as it shows just how vicious that PK can be. Number 9, Mortal Kombat 4. Don't get us wrong, Mortal Kombat has some of the coolest fatalities in gaming, and each new entry shows us that there's more than 1,000 ways to die. But Mortal Kombat 4 seems to believe in overkill. After suffering defeat, your fighter will be shown falling down a seemingly never-ending pit of darkness. When the countdown reaches 0, though, the camera will shift and your fighter gets impaled on a bed of spikes. Whew, that's brutal. You can hear the bones breaking in this one. Number 8, Final Fight. Okay, we'll admit that this one's a little cartoony in presentation, but what makes it disturbing lies in its character animation. I mean, just look at them. They all seem legitimately terrified for their life. It almost makes you feel horrible and want you to keep playing to get, wait a minute, we see what's going on here. Look guys, we'd love to press continue and save you from the Looney Tunes looking dynamite, but we're all out of quarters, so sorry? At least none of you guys are drowning or getting crushed in a bed of spikes, because that's a way worse way to go. Oh, they did that in the sequels. Damn, now we feel extra guilty. Number 7, The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. There's a lot of nightmare fuel going on in this game, from Skull Kid's creepy laughter to the famously unsettling dialogue like, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" But for those of us who feared that stressful time limit, the game over cutscene is most terrifying. First of all, you have the malicious-looking moon crashing into the Earth. This isn't just the end of Termina though, it's the end of the entire planet. After a massive wave of fire kills Link, the last thing we see is Majora's Mask fading into the flames. Lovely. Number 6, Batman Arkham series.
A new stuffed head for my cigar room. Someone get me a hacksaw.
The Batman Arkham games have some of the coolest game over screens in gaming. Having the villains tease and taunt you makes for a memorable game over screen. As neat as it is, there are some rather sinister things about them, especially when you die at the hands of Scarecrow or Killer Croc. The environment is shrouded in darkness, and aside from the villain talking, there's nothing but silence. On top of that, the camera angle insinuates that we are Batman looking up, which is disturbing to imagine.
Get up, Bats! Hey, you ain't looking so good.
Number 5, Metroid Prime Trilogy. As we've seen with Majora's Mask, Nintendo's actually not too afraid to put some disturbing imagery and sounds into their otherwise kid-friendly games. The Metroid Prime trilogy is a whole different ballpark though. The action's always tense, the boss battles certainly make us feel like we're on a life or death situation, and the deaths feel all too real. Before we're asked if we'd like to continue, we hear a painful scream from Samus. And then we see that life support systems are offline and systems are down, leaving us in total darkness. That's just the first 2 games though. Corruption gives some subtlety to the gore, which somehow makes it all the scarier. Number 4, Resident Evil 2. There are more ways to die in Resident Evil 2 outside of being eaten alive by zombies, with each death being more brutal than the last. So where should we begin? You can have your throat torn out by rabid dogs, impaled by a mutant creature, beaten to death with a pipe, even swallowed by a giant alligator in the sewers. What makes these deaths more frightening is that the only noise you hear are screams and the gushing of blood. Yes, game, we can see that we died. Thanks a lot. Number 3, Silent Hill 3. Sometimes you don't need graphic details and violence to scare a gamer. While Silent Hill 3 has its fair share of savage deaths, from getting hit by a speeding train to falling into a dark abyss, the most terrifying game over screen involves the Attendant of God, Valtiel. Once you are slain by the other creatures, Valtiel will be seen dragging your body, ready to hang you with the nurses. But of course we can't forget the tantalizingly slow death of staying in the Bloody Mirror room. Ugh, I don't want to talk about it anymore, let's just move on. Number 2, Ninja Gaiden Arcade. Oh, Ninja Gaiden, you kicked our ass here as much as you did in the console versions. While it's the oldest game on this list, it doesn't mean it didn't traumatize the ever-living crap out of us. Upon losing your last life, you're taken to a screen where you see Ryu Hayabusa strapped down with a screeching buzzsaw slowly descending, ready to tear into his torso. Once that countdown reaches 0, you better believe that you hear Ryu die, and, of course, a cheesy tune that only the 80s could provide. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1, XCOM UFO Defense. The XCOM series has been known for demanding a high level of strategy from players. While most games would simply say game over or show a gruesome cutscene, like the other entries on this list, XCOM UFO Defense says, nope, you're gonna sit there and we're gonna make you feel your failure. First, you're told how the government has fallen apart and nations will have to deal with the invasion all on their own. Then, with eerie music in the background, you read that humans are being eradicated. With the final sentence reading, you have failed to save the Earth. Jeez, talk about insult to injury.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.